Hey parents, there is really nothing more distressing and more disheartening than hearing our babies cry. You know, that brand new, little tiny newborn, couple of weeks, couple of months old. When they cry, man, do we jump, right? Because we just want to make them comfortable. We just want to make them happy. And if crying for a little bit really pulls at our parent heartstrings, well, then when they're crying all night, all day, every night, and they're just inconsolable, and they can't get to sleep, and they can't stay asleep, and they can't get their food digested, and they can't get comfortable, and they can't stop arching and writhing and moving around, well, then maybe your kiddo has colic. And colic is a super common kind of diagnosis or catch-all term that honestly about 1 in 5, and I really think if we kind of look at it a little bit closer, maybe even more than 1 out of 5 infants and kiddos go through. But here's the challenge with colic, and here's why we're making this video. Way too often, it's dismissed by the average pediatrician, and they say, some babies just cry. Don't worry, they'll grow out of it. So this video is for you if you know that your baby's crying too much, too often, for far too long, and maybe they're refluxy, maybe they're constipated, maybe they're just always uncomfortable, and your parent gut tells you something more is going on here than something they will just grow out of. You know, that's what was going on with this little kiddo here. We'll take a look at cute little Nicholas, man. He's not so little anymore. We took care of him a little bit ago, and now we're going to go back and we're going to go through his case. But that was what was going on with Nicholas's mom. She was knowing that Nicholas was in a challenge state. She knew his nervous system. She knew his little body was stressed out. It wasn't able to sleep, wasn't having a good time digesting food. He had torticollis where the neck kind of gets stuck off to one side. And oh man, was Nicholas just completely uncomfortable. And she tried everything natural first. She tried the gas drops. She tried to change her diet. She tried to take out dairy, tried to take out gluten. And that's the one thing we really want to talk to in this video too. You're going to learn what the real root cause or causes of colic really is. And what you'll find is that there's a lot of nutritional stuff going on. There's a lot of discussion out there about, you know, food intolerances, food allergies, certain foods being more difficult to digest, either directly in a formula or directly from mama through breastfeeding. And that's a big part of it. There's definitely a nutritional component we'll cover in this video, but you'll see that there's more. You'll see that there's a hidden link and a missing link, and there certainly was for Nicholas, and there certainly has been for literally thousands of kids with colic that we've been able to take care of through our offices. My name is Dr. Tony Ebel, and I'm a pediatric chiropractor, and this is our area of expertise. The nervous system is really the foundational system for all kids that then controls the digestive system, the motor system, the immune system, and all of those other major systems. So that's what we really want to cover in this video here today and walk you through. Here's a couple of truth, talking, and science points. Number one, this is not something that they grow out of, okay? Colic is not just something, turn up the volume, let them cry it out. That is not it. In fact, that any doctor would still kind of say that and make that recommendation would just really show that whichever doctor would say that really doesn't know what's going on with the neurophysiology within these infants' bodies and what's really causing them to be so jammed up and to be so uncomfortable. So first off, if your parent gut has told you, I don't think they're going to grow out of this, you're absolutely right. There's something going on within your baby's body that you can find and you can help out with. Number two, a lot of times, again, like we discussed, hey, the finger is pointed at dairy or gluten or certain foods, and now you're just scrambling, right? If you're breastfeeding, especially, you're like, I can't have that, I can't have that, I can't have coffee, I can't have dairy, I can't have, what can I have? And that stinks, because if you're breastfeeding, you got a brand, and even if you're not, if you've got this brand new, beautiful baby, mom, you just went through so much change with your body, with your nervous system, with your physiology. You've got a lot of healing, you've got a lot of restoration. You've got a lot of repair and development yet to do yourself with your own health, with your own nervous system. And so we don't want to make life so stressed out on you. And here's the deal. This is what's so disheartening for so many families. Not only has their baby been crying nonstop, but they've tried everything. They've tried the diet changes. They've tried the probiotics. They've tried the gas drops. They've tried all these kind of herbal, natural, nutritional sort of remedies. And their kiddo is still crying, still arching, still uncomfortable. Well, what does that mean? Well, that's what was going on with Nicholas. So what that means is there's got to be something else deeper. There's got to be something else still in there. And there's a word we want to introduce, teach, and then show you through Nicholas's case and scans that you've maybe never heard before, but for so many families and kids with colic, It's really the missing link. It's really the answer they've been searching for all along. That word is called subluxation. Subluxation is simply a nerdy chiropractic word that means stress stuck on. You see, the nervous system has two modes of operation to it. Fight or flight, gas pedal mode in a baby that's crying, that's screaming, that's inconsolable, that's stiffening, that's tense. That's not what we want. The other mode is what we call the brake pedal mode, the parasympathetic rest, sleep, and digest, poop mode. Now, babies are supposed to do what four things? Eat, sleep, poop, smile, right? Be cute. And so when they're colicky, when they're subluxated, when their nervous system is stuck on that sympathetic fight or flight tension mode, they are not spending enough time in parasympathetic rest, digest, and poop mode. So let's hop on over here to these set of scans because that's what Nicholas was going through. So on the left, you have a view. Well, both of these views are what we call the INSiGHT neurological, or these particular scans are the INSiGHT neurothermal scans. Now, super nerdy technology, probably the first time maybe a lot of you are hearing at all about pediatric chiropractic, subluxation, the nervous system. And so I'll keep it really simple for you. These scans are designed, and exactly what they do is they detect and find stress on the nerves and the muscles that control everything within your baby's body. The first thing that needs to develop for an infant is that digestive motility and digestive function system. It's really controlled primarily through, again, like we talked about, that parasympathetic. So parasympathetic means rest and digest. And the number one nerve that controls the parasympathetic and digestive motility function is a nerve called the vagus nerve. Now, the vagus nerve is a cranial nerve, which means it branches right up here around this brainstem area, which the one thing I got to teach you while we're looking at Nicholas's case, and it's exactly what was going on with him, it's most easily subluxated, so most easily interfered with, either through breech positioning and abnormal positioning while the baby is still in utero with mama, or most especially through birth intervention. So forceps, vacuum, C-section, where we take hands, twist, yank, and pull a kiddo into the world, really creates a lot of subluxation and misalignment in these areas, in this upper cervical brainstem area. Now, that is exactly where the vagus nerve, the rest and digest nerve, branches from. And then that vagus nerve needs to make its way, it's actually nicknamed the wandering nerve, and it makes its way all the way down through the cervical spine, that's the neck, all the way down through the thorax and into the abdomen. And the vagus nerve, again, being the brake pedal, relaxation, digestive stimulation nerve, it opens up the esophagus. It activates the stomach and the small intestine and our digestive processes. So what you see with these scans, you could probably already start putting it together as we've been going through this. Any areas where there's tons of this color, there's this green, blue, red, that's areas of built up, stuck tension. So this built up and stuck tension, pardon my buildup of bad handwriting here, this buildup and stuck tension are levels of subluxation. And depending upon how nasty or how gnarly they kind of are, so in this kiddo's case, we're dealing with a lot of subluxation, and then where they are determines what they interfere with in terms of the function of the gut, function of the motor developmental system, another video for another day, function of ears. So kiddos like this who end up with a lot of colic and a lot of torticollis end up with a lot of ear infections and respiratory infections later on, because this is not only the vagus nerve as it controls digestion, but ears, throat, lungs. And so what was really going on with Nicholas, if you just look at his initial scan on the left, before he started getting our neurologically focused, what we call neurotonal adjustments, is his entire system was stressed out. His entire system was stuck on the gas pedal. And then specifically these, what we call intersections between latching, swallowing, and getting food in, and then really the stomach, and then this T12 to L1 area where he's subluxated here, that's the handoff between the small and large intestine. So what we see with Nicholas is he had 2, 3, 4 areas of significant subluxation, and that's what was causing so so much of his stress with his neurodigestive function, which then leads to things like colic and torticollis and so forth. Now, flash forward to the good news. This is where he was just 2 to 3 months later. So you see almost all of that stress working its way out of the system, being released and unwound and let go from his nervous system. And in this time frame, Nicholas started sleeping 5, 6, 7, 8 hours at a time and then longer. His neck and his torticollis became all the way taken care of and cleared out. His digestive system went from jammed up and crammed up to kicking butt and smooth and easy and pooping on the regular. And that's the answer to helping a kiddo with colic, is you don't treat it, you don't cure it, you understand what causes it, and you address the root cause. That's what pediatric chiropractors do. That's what our PX Docs network is trained to do. We use that technology, those thermal scans and others, to really find it, quantify it, locate it, so we can give your kiddo a personalized, customized care plan and personalized, very specific, gentle, safe adjustments to release that subluxation and that sympathetic stress. And it's so easy. And these brand new babies respond so awesomely and so quickly because we're catching it so early. Colic is a serious issue. It's not something that kiddos tend to grow out of. What we see in our clinic is they grow into chronic ear infections. They grow into neurosensory behavioral challenges. They grow into motor, gross motor and fine motor and speech sort of delays. So colic is a real sign of stress on the nervous system. The first place it really interferes with is that vagus nerve and that gut function and motility. And when a trained pediatric chiropractor gets in there, finds it, makes these really gentle, effective neurotonal adjustments, you're going to find your kiddo sleeping way better. You're going to find your kiddo pooping way better. You're going to find your kiddo way more relaxed, way more happy. And we're going to get them back to their primary 4 jobs, which is eat, sleep, poop, and be cute. That's what babies are meant to do. That they are not meant to get stuck in colic and grow into all sorts of perfect storm stuff later on. So I hope this video was helpful to you. I'd love if you comment below if it was helpful. Ask any questions that we maybe didn't answer in this. Share this video with another new mama, another new set of parents. Share this video in a Facebook group. Share it with someone who you know whose little one is maybe struggling or was struggling in the past, and it may still be there later on in life, and they need to find the answers as well that were in this video. Go to our website. Our team will link the article we have about colic. Nicholas's whole story is on our website. You can learn more about that little rock star. Go to the website, read our articles about colic, about subluxation, about the scans. And if you need our help and you know that this subluxation, this stress on their nervous system, is the thing that's going on with your kiddo and you want to find out, well, then go to our directory, find a local trained pediatric chiropractor from our PX Docs network near you, and give them a call, schedule a consultation, get those scans on your little one, find that subluxation, find that stress, find the cause of all their challenges, and let's get them unwound, relaxed, eating, sleeping, pooping like nobody's business. God bless, be well. We'll see you on the next one.